If you are shopping for a premium helmet, well, today is your lucky day. All right, everyone, thanks for checking in. I am Chase, and as you can see today, we're gonna show you our top picks for 2021 for premium helmets. We have 7 helmets on the table. This is the most helmets we've ever had in a premium guide. So I'm gonna go through and talk about these today, and I'm gonna be brief. I'm just gonna point out some of the key reasons and features of why we put these in our buyer's guide for this year. Now, as always, if you have one of these helmets that you see up here, we'd love to hear your feedback. If you have a helmet that is not on the table, by all means, let us know what it is, what you like about it, and what you think makes it deserve to be up here in our guide. Also, remember that we do have product spotlights on each one of these, so when you see one or maybe a few that you're interested in, watch those to get all the details where we go through those thoroughly and we give you all the information that you need. Now, last thing I do want to mention as far as helmets go, again, these are all premium helmets. You're making an investment here, but you got to remember your head. It's important. You only got one of those. So make sure, invest as much money as possible in what you feel is the safest helmet that you can afford. A helmet is not one piece of safety gear that you want to skimp out on, so spend as much as you can, have confidence that whatever helmet you get is going to give you the best protection possible. We also know that fit is really important. No matter what helmet you buy, if you don't like how it fits, you can send it back in brand new, unused condition. We'll give you free shipping both ways on your first exchange for the same helmet in a different size or a completely different helmet, just to make sure you get the size and fit that you're looking for. I've ridden in most of the helmets that are on the table today, and I'm just gonna get this out of the way now. For me, they all fit true to size. They're all comfortable helmets, but again, that's why we have that fit guarantee. First helmet is the 6D ATR2. You could easily argue that the ATR2 has the most innovative technology when it comes to impact and energy absorption of all the helmets up here. And the way they do that is with their isolation dampers. Inside this helmet, you have 2 liners. You have an EPS and an EPP liner, and those are separated by what they call their isolation dampers. And those dampers can move in 6 degrees of motion. That's where you get the name 6D. So what they do is they help with your linear impacts, so your impacts where it's straight up and down, but they also really help with the rotational forces. So remember, if you're going side to side or forward and back, you want to slow down that rotational energy, and that's what those will do. They also have their low friction discs on the inside, which are up against what I like to call a hard plastic skeleton, and those also kind of help those 2 liners move freely from each other to help slow down and mitigate those rotational forces. It's lightweight. You're right about 3 pounds or just over in a size medium. It's also very comfortable. Again, that's the ATR2 from 6D. Moving on from there, you have the formula from Fly Racing. Fly released this helmet not too long ago, and there was 2 things right away when I put this on for the first time that kind of blew me away. One, if you were to ask me what is one of the most comfortable helmets out, this is one of my favorite fitting helmets. Also is the weight. A size medium comes in at 2 pounds, 13 ounces. That is super lightweight. And I'm gonna tell you right now, if you have an older helmet that's in the mid 3s, in the mid 3 pound range, when you go from that helmet to something like the formula, you will feel that weight difference. It is noticeable. I like a helmet that's as light as possible. But on top of that, you've got their energy cells by Rheon, which are really cool. Those are up against the EPS liner. Those, similar to what I talked about the 6D, they help with your rotational forces, but they also help with your straight up and down impacts. Couple that with their cone head EPS liner, which they say gives a more progressive energy absorption throughout the entire helmet. You've got rockin' safety features and a super light, super comfortable helmet. I do want to point out that there is the Formula CC version. This is the carbon fiber. You got 12K carbon fiber. That's what helps make it so lightweight. But you're going to be around that $600 or more for this helmet. If you want to save a few $100, you get the Formula CC. Same exact safety features we just talked about, but you get a composite shell. So you do add a few ounces, but it will save you some money. Moving on from there, you have the V3 RS from Fox Racing. RS stands for Race Spec. Now the V3 to me is just a rock solid all around helmet. Now looking at it, you can see pretty unique. When Fox made this, They definitely took a step in the other direction. They made a very unique looking helmet. I think it's very polarizing. I think there's a lot of riders that love the look of the V3, and then on the opposite end of the spectrum, you got riders that really don't like it. For me personally, it's really grown on me. I like this helmet. It's comfortable. You're just over about 3 pounds, 3 ounces in a size medium. But what you get inside here is the MIPS liner system. First time we're seeing this, that stands for Multi-Directional Impact Protection System. The MIPS liner system is proven, and that, similar to what we've talked about, it's helping to mitigate that rotational force. And the way it does it, it creates a slip zone between the EPS liner and the comfort liner. So as you crash, as you're rotating forward or back, side to side, the head inside the helmet can continue rotating to mitigate those forces. Another cool feature now too with the V3 is their Varizorb EPS liner. When you look at it, it's kind of unique looking. It's like speckles. So I like to think of it as take a salt shaker with white salt, one with black, mix together, shake it up. That's how they essentially build this EPS liner. And what Fox is saying is that you've got 2 densities with that, and that's just gonna give a progressive, universal impact absorption throughout the entire shell of the helmet. Again, that's the V3 RS from Fox. Next up, we have the Bell Moto 9 Carbon Flex. The Carbon Flex has been around for a while. If you were to ask me what's my favorite looking helmet that is on the table, I'm gonna tell you it's the Carbon Flex. I love the look of this helmet. I also wanna point out right away that the Bell is the only Snell certified helmet that we're gonna show you today. I know there's a lot of riders out there that only wanna wear a Snell certified helmet. That's what you're getting here. If you're not familiar with Snell, it's a private organization. They're just known for having the more rigorous safety standards that are out there. And I know that helmet companies like Bell have to send their helmets to them, cost them a lot of money, but it's because they want to have that Snell stamp on the back of the helmet. Some unique safety features about the Carbon Flex. You have their 3-layer liner EPS system. So inside here you have an EPS liner, you have one that's EPP, one that's EPO. And the reason for that is each liner is built to help absorb energy at different speeds. You have to remember that you can have a head injury going 15 miles an hour and basically something as simple as a tip over. You don't have to be going 50 miles an hour and fly off your bike. So they want to make sure that you're getting energy absorption at different speeds. So that's why they have those 3 different EPS liners. They also have a slip zone inside there that is built to do essentially the same thing that we just talked about with the MIPS liner system. And one feature that isn't necessarily a big deal, but I love it, is their magnetic cheek pad system. It's called MERS. And what this allows you to do is just take the cheek pads out super easy. It makes it easier to get those out to wash them, put them back in there. Again, it's just one little aspect that I love about the Carbon Flex. My only drawback with this helmet is that the weight, it's 3 pounds, 6 ounces in a size medium, so it is the heaviest helmet on the table. Now I know that when it comes to helmets that are Snell certified, they do tend to be a little bit heavier, and they do that so they can pass that Snell certification. But again, I just love the Carbon Flex from Bell. Next up, we have the Supertech M10 helmet from Alpinestars. A-Stars came out with this helmet not too long ago. They came out swinging. They did a great job. And you're gonna notice too with this helmet, like that formula, how light this puppy is. 2 pounds, 14 ounces in a size medium. Now, I do wanna point out that the M10 is premium. You're gonna be around that $600 point or more, but they do have the Supertech M8, which is the exact same helmet as far as the safety features go. However, it's a composite shell. You get about 40% less carbon fiber in the M8, but you save a few $100, still get a very safe helmet. But here's what I like about the M10. You got a really good venting design with this helmet. In fact, this helmet is the only one up here that has cutouts for speakers. If you rock a Bluetooth comms unit when you ride, they have speaker cutouts for you. It's pretty unique. They also have a channel in the chin bar area that is meant to route a sip tube. For off-road riders, if you rock a hydration pack, Alpinestars is thinking of you guys as well. But as far as safety features go, it's pretty unique. You have 4 different EPS pieces inside here at different densities. Again, we're thinking about absorbing impacts and giving the most, the densest EPS liner where you need it, but then not having pieces as dense in other areas to help keep the helmet lightweight. You've also got a proprietary MIPS liner system that they designed for the M10, which is pretty unique. And lastly, what I like about this helmet is the A-head fit system. This is the only helmet up here that allows the rider to adjust where the comfort liner sits to help give you the best fit possible. I've ridden in it, super comfortable. Go check out the product spotlight, a lot more about this helmet that you want to learn. Next up is the 9.5 from Leatt. This is brand new from these guys. It is the newest helmet that is up on the table today. Leatt did a really good job with this. I'm gonna admit it, I was not a big fan of the previous Leatt helmets. We just didn't get along that well. Glad to see this helmet come out. What's impressive about this helmet, 2 things right away. First of all, you are 2 pounds, 12 ounces in a size medium. This is the lightest helmet that is up on the table. And when you buy a 9.5 helmet, carbon fiber construction. You get a Leatt 6.5 goggle that comes included, which is a premium goggle. I've ridden it, I really like it. You get all of that for about $550. That's very affordable for a premium helmet with a premium goggle that comes included. And if you want, you can check out the 8.5, which is the same safety features, but a composite shell, still super lightweight. You're still gonna be right around that 3-pound mark in a size medium, but you also get the 5.5 goggle with that helmet as well. Now with this, here's what's unique about this as far as safety goes on the inside. Two big features here. You've got their 360 turbines. Now, two big claims that Leatt makes with those 360 turbines is one, they reduce up to 30% of the impact at concussion level, but also is that they reduce up to 40% of that rotational acceleration. So they're slowing down that rotational movement when you do have an impact. So pretty unique what they're doing. Also, similar to the M10, they have a 4-piece EPS liner system on the inside. Again, we're using different densities to maximize energy absorption where you need it. Last little feature that's kind of cool about the 9.5 is that they actually include you call it an extension to the visor. So if you're riding in wet, muddy conditions, you can just snap that extension onto the visor, makes it a little bit longer, just helps block the mud a little bit better. That is a 9.5 from Leatt. Last but not least, we have the F5 Koroyd from Klim. If you were to ask me what helmet's gonna do an incredible job of breathing, I'm gonna say F5 Koroyd, easily one of the best choices out there, and I'm gonna tell you why. There's a carbon fiber shell construction. Size medium comes in just over 3 pounds, so it's lightweight, it's very comfortable. But on the inside here, you've got the MIPS liner system, which we've already talked about that, the benefits that it gives you. You've got a dual density EPS liner. But what's unique and what helps this thing be lightweight and also breathe is their use of Koroyd. We haven't seen Koroyd yet. And what Koroyd is they're laser welded tubes. And when you look at inside here, when you take the comfort liner out, you're gonna see the Koroyd all throughout the helmet. It does a few things exceptionally well. One, it acts as a crumple zone, so it absorbs that energy just like EPS liner does. But what's different about Koroyd is that air can pass through it. With EPS, unless you have cutouts in the EPS, air ain't getting through there. With the Koroyd, air can go directly through that. And when I was talking to Klim on the phone, one thing that they mentioned to me is how well this thing will breathe even at slower riding. And that's because that air can travel through that Koroyd and escape and get out of the helmet. You can see you've got the big exhaust vents on the top here as well as the back. You've got a lot of vents going in. So if you are looking for a helmet that will do a phenomenal job breathing, F5 Koroyd is a great choice. Last little feature, again, not a huge deal, but I like it. It's their FID-lock system. You look at the chin strap, where normally you see a traditional D-ring. They use their FID-lock. It just allows you with one hand, even with a glove on, to just grab it and pop the chin strap off. Just a little bit of convenience. But that is it. That is our 2021 Premium Helmet Buyer's Guide. 7 helmets. I wish I could get more up here, but I can't. But again, if you have questions or comments, we want to hear those, so make sure to leave those below. And to grab one of these, click on the link or head over to RockyMountainATVMC.com. Orders over $75 ship free. And if you do like this buyer's guide, make sure to get subscribed to the Rocky Mountain YouTube channel to see all the buyer's guides that we have for all the major categories. And again, watch the product spotlights, read ride reviews to get more information to help make a good buying decision. I am Chase. I'm gonna see you on the trails.